Bill, welcome to the programme, sir. Just walk us through the latest developments and what you're seeing play out overnight and through this morning.
Good morning to you. Yeah, a tough night here in Sarasota, Florida. It is dark because the power is out except for emergency generators. We had roughly 3 feet or more of storm surge in these streets. Some places we know it was higher. We're talking about a lot of water damage that has made it into businesses here in downtown Sarasota. Right here, you're looking at an air conditioner unit that used to be on top of one of these high-rise buildings. So in those overnight hours, the storm surge waters did recede. But I could tell you some dangerous situations. We saw drivers caught out in the middle of it. They let their guard down in the eye of the storm. They had floodwaters to their SUV up to the headlights, even going over the hood at points.
Bill, can you just give us a sense of where the storm is, how much damage has already been incurred, what we know and what we don't know as we track the progress of the storm and its aftermath?
Absolutely. We're going to have a lot more information in the next few hours once the sun comes up. We're dealing with emergency responders going around, a lot of debris in the road, so we can't really get a full assessment of the damage just yet. Again, as Milton continues to push inland across Florida, we're seeing more of those storm surge impacts, obviously, central Florida, now the east coast of Florida. I can tell you this has been a tremendously costly 2 weeks here in the United States. AccuWeather experts are estimating that the total damage and economic loss from Hurricane Helene in the United States, remember, less than 2 weeks ago, $225 to $250 billion in total damage and economic loss from Helene. Now our experts are in the middle of that process. We're doing a rapid analysis. We should have more information in the next 24 to 48 hours on the economic impacts from Milton. But our crew at the AccuWeather Global Weather Center telling us Hurricane Milton going to be most likely another $200 billion storm when it comes to the total damage and economic loss.
Bill, we heard from Governor DeSantis last night, and he said that this is the largest mobilization of the National Guard in the history of the state of Florida. What else can you tell us about the state and federal response when it comes to the recovery effort?
Absolutely. We can tell you Florida typically handles hurricanes pretty well. Those utility crews, those first responders, everyone jumps in to help. They are well trained. They're used to hurricanes in Florida. I got to tell you, these past 2 years, this has been a difficult situation in the United States. We have overlapping weather disasters. We've been on the road for more than 2 weeks straight now. We just came to this area last week. We were in the mountains of North Carolina where we saw all of those utility crews, federal responders, state responders, and of course all the nonprofit groups trying to help. So what's happening right now is an ongoing weather disaster up in the mountains of western North Carolina from Helene. So many resources there trying to help families that were completely cut off, so many businesses impacted. Some of those resources stayed in the Carolinas, but we know others, they deployed here to Florida to pre-position. But again, we're dealing with 2 weather disasters in the U.S. in the span of 2 weeks.